I'm Shelby.
And I'm Courtney.
We're exploring our past
Looking forward to our future,
and living for the present, all
all while
while learning
learning
how
how
to
to
live.
live magically.
Hello.
Hey,
All right, first things first, breaking news. Let's just get
I
it
know,
out.
I know we were going.
Where?
Snack wrap.
No,
Oh.
no, that is breaking news. July 10th, I will be the first in line. Breaking news, yes. No, I was just going to acknowledge Taylor Swift owning all of her.
Got it. Also the snack wrap. Taylor Swift snack wrap. It's fine.
It sums me up, really.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we need to have like a little Taylor Swift moment.
Okay.
Okay, so she bought these back.
Mhm.
However, I sent you some like nerd person that went into the metadata and found that picture was taken like weeks before the announcement.
Yeah.
So was she just like presuming it was going to happen and like had a minute, took the photos just in case? Has she known for a while? Like why this day? What's the why?
Okay, that's like going a little too far into it. I don't know. I have to assume that she's known for a little bit. It's probably like, I mean, that was it was $360 million. So you don't just like go to Walmart and
I see what you're saying. So like probably they were
buy
like
it. It's like
negotiating.
that, or like, I mean, you can't just like go to a house and be like, I'm going to buy this and then you own it tomorrow.
Totally, but in the same respect, I don't think that if I was buying a house, even if I was in like negotiations, like final negotiations, that I would go like take a pic out front and like get ready to post it to social media. Cause like what I don't know, it's like bad juju. What if it like
It
doesn't
went
work
wrong.
out?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know all of that. Okay.
I don't either. It's I love the clown car. Speaking of the
See,
clown car, go ahead.
I'm like over driving it.
No, I totally agree. And like
I'm like,
honestly, jokes on us because like no rep TV.
right. And I'm over driving it. I'm over like everybody like picking apart every little single thing that she does or says or
Okay.
wears that means that it's going to be like something like at the end of the day, she owes us nothing really. Like she's
I
given us
agree with that,
all.
but
I
she's
guess
the
it's
one who
fun.
like lights the fire. She's the one who says
See,
things like I'm planting, seeds of something people are going to figure out 5 years from now. She says that.
no, I agree. And I think like reading into that letter that was on her site of like
Yeah.
how many
Exclamation
exclamation points
points.
or
Yeah.
eyes there were or how many capital T's that I get. Those things I think she does on purpose.
I see what you're saying.
Do I think she wears a certain pair of earrings to represent such and such? No.
See, I agree, but then like I think about what's the music video that has the elevator buttons and they're all like different
But that's in a
colors.
video. I don't think she's going out to dinner with Selena Gomez.
Oh,
It's like, what
sure,
am I
sure.
gonna wear?
Yeah,
That's
she's like hoping nobody sees her. Yeah.
yeah,
Fully support that. Fully
that's a
support that. Yeah,
music video, a letter that's like literally promoting her work. Yes, that I think she hides stuff in. Read through it all you want. But like, I don't know. You know what I'm
explain
saying?
to me then what do you think about the whole like lead up to the AMAs, which by the way was like the lowest viewed AMAs in history, I guess, LOL. But like the changing of the site and like people thought like that was like pretty literal, right? They changed the categories of the site to like AMAs.
It
Why
sure
did
felt
we do that?
well, I don't know. And we also may never know because maybe she did have a plan. She didn't win one. So
Yeah, but she wasn't even there anyway.
yeah, maybe she would have done a video announcement. I don't really think
Maybe
she would have done
maybe
that.
it was just like something to keep the people interested. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Same. You saw though that they're like Travis and Taylor like renting a house in Florida.
Saw that, yeah.
Love that.
I know. They're like in your area. You're breathing the same air.
I mean, they're in like West Palm, I think, which like I can't afford to breathe that air, but they're nearby.
You're breathing the same thick, humid air.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Their water particles probably floated
Yeah.
over. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
Yes. Anyways, okay.
Yes. Taylor Swift, amazing. Proud of her. Exciting.
Perhaps even more exciting. Actually, I don't know which one's more exciting, but
I still don't know what to think about. I think we talked about this before, but the Blake Lively case, lawyer, attorney conversation, Travis Kelce unfollowing of it all.
yeah, I don't really know either. And I haven't,
You
I
haven't
like,
given it much thought.
yeah, I haven't given it much thought, nor do I have like the brain capacity to like sit through of like what's true, what's false in this like stupid. I don't want to say it's stupid because if it's true, then that's like terrible. But like if it's not,
Totally.
I don't know.
It to me, it's like an interesting, I don't lose sleep over it, but number one, Taylor went through her own like sexual
Yeah,
assault case. So I'm sure, and it was like pretty serious to her,
yeah,
like the whole experience. So if Blake Lively is lying, then what a slap in the face to Taylor.
really, like that's you're a messed up human.
But also, I don't, unless there's like something we really don't know, like something insane that we don't know, like Taylor was watching this man like do terrible things to her and we don't know about it somehow. Like, what does she have to do with this at all?
That's what it feels like. Well, and that's why we don't know the whole story. So like, but if
Right.
she's really just trying to use Taylor's name, then this
I,
goes back to that whole conversation that I had about the um NDA situation and
yes,
how she would
yes,
have to trust nobody because if you can't even trust like her and Blake Lively seem to be pretty close. She like literally used her kids' names and songs. So and their voices. So
yes.
if that is true, like imagine that feeling to Taylor of like you really can't trust anybody.
I can't, even if Taylor does know something like integral to this case, I try to put myself in those shoes and think like, if I, first of all, nobody's being like, it, I don't know. I can't imagine like if this was happening to me and you like watched something happen or something like very, very integral. I still can't imagine like threatening you and essentially like burn that to me is like an immediate burning of the friendship. Like cannot
Yeah,
recover.
let her come like want to say it on her own.
Yeah.
Don't just like throw my name out there.
Right. In like a
Like
legal document.
you have like private conversations and then she would say like I'm going to be there for you, yada yada yada.
Right. Or like I can't whatever reason.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that whatever about it, but like the fact that it's in like a forever legal document, meaning like it has, it's going to be shared with everyone, legal, like forever. It's just
I
that
know.
and poor Taylor, like it comes with the territory of fame and stuff to an extent, but literally, like who can she
Right.
trust?
That's what I mean.
Ugh,
That's yeah.
ugh. Okay,
Anywho,
snack
um
wraps back.
the snack wraps back.
What's the date?
July 10th.
July 10th. So we have like a month, a little over a
Um,
month.
a month. Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Obviously, like you're excited. You said you don't like care about sauces, flavorings, whatever. So you're like, as long as there's lettuce, I'm here,
And cheese.
and cheese,
Yeah.
and a tortilla.
And the tortilla and the chicken.
Done.
Let's do it. Can't wait.
That is amazing.
Honestly, I'm real excited about it.
I'm excited for you.
You're not gonna go get one?
No, of course I'm gonna go get one, but like, I just feel like you have been awaiting this.
Actually, I thought about you the other day. So we ended up getting McDonald's the other day, and which we don't do very often, and we got it, and I got chicken nuggets and the sauce conversation.
Yeah,
So like a McDonald's chicken nugget, I only like with sweet and sour. Like I don't want
right?
it like it needs sweet and sour. And we've probably got McDonald's like two other times while I've been pregnant, and like if I want the chicken nuggets with sweet and sour, like that's what I want and that's what
Yeah.
I need, and like whatever. And every time we've gone, they don't give the sweet and sour. And sure enough, we go to McDonald's and I get chicken nuggets and with sweet and sour. And Kyle says, "Do you see? I said it." Because like half the he goes to like get it, right?
Sure, sure.
But I was like, I see that. And we get home, no sweet and sour. And I was like, I don't even want to eat these now. It's not
Ugh.
it like doesn't hit.
No, that's like wrong because it's the whole no, I mean, yeah, it's the full experience that you're going
Yeah,
for. Yeah, you could make
yeah,
chicken nuggets at home. You want the
right.
whole experience of like the McDonald's nugget, the McDonald's sauce. Yeah.
Go together.
Yeah. And what
And
about the fries?
right. Chick-fil-A would never do
Chick-fil-A would never.
that.
Chick-fil-A will
Would,
charge you an additional $8, but they would never.
but they would never.
Wait, okay, so you got McDonald's nugs recently.
Mhm.
Let me ask, because the snack wrap isn't back yet, but the tendies are back.
Yeah.
Or strips or whatever they're called.
Yeah, the strips.
So, but you didn't get strips.
No, but Kyle did get that's what he got for Brooks, mainly because he wanted to try them. So
Okay, great. Love
he,
that.
like orders them for Brooks.
That's so
Um,
funny.
and Brooks did like them. I didn't even try one, but
That surprises me. I thought you were like a strips or like a tender over nugget person. You're a nugget person?
I don't know what I am.
I would always pick a strip.
I probably would too, but I don't it gets things get weird at McDonald's or
Sure.
fast food.
Oh, and yeah, you're like anti-rubbery chicken, which is like
I'm
valid,
so
but
weird about chicken. I'm so weird about chicken.
that's valid. Do you eat chicken a lot at home?
No,
Real, what do you eat?
we're so bad with like chicken at home. We'll like eat it, especially now that it's like grill season. Like we'll grill chicken, but it's like overcooked. It's so bad.
Wait, so what do you eat? What like protein? Because you're not eating like tofu.
Oh no, but I will eat like if I make tacos and stuff, we'll do like ground turkey and stuff like that. Or and I'll eat like ground chicken.
Okay.
We do a lot of fish.
Do
I do,
you?
yeah.
Like multiple times a week?
We have salmon at least once a week.
Wow. Okay.
Um, oh, I guess we do chicken, but it's like I'll do like a rotisserie chicken,
Pre-cooked.
pre-cooked, and like our grocery store will sell it to us like already like shredded for us, and
Oh,
I'll
that's the dream.
yeah, so I'll do that.
Nice.
And I mean we'll cook chicken. It's just like we get real weird about it, and it's bad because Kyle's the same way.
Or it's because it like it creeps you out. You're like
Yeah,
afraid it's gonna
so
be raw.
I don't know what it's like, and if I have to cook it and it smells a little funky coming out of the package,
Oh,
we're done.
that's
And
no, that's real.
if either one of us makes like a weird reaction to the chicken, then like neither one of us will eat it. It's so bad.
That's no, that's
It
real. I think I've told you before about our egg experience in college, and like AJ wouldn't. I mean, we went vegetarian for like 8 years.
yeah, for a
Uh,
long time.
yeah, because of the egg situation. So we're that way very much with eggs, and eggs are my favorite food. But if there's a certain like cooking to an egg, I don't know what it is, but sometimes
We're
if it just like
we're weird about eggs too.
if they smell, it's done. I'm over. It's done.
So I've
Like,
actually moved on to like the only eggs I will get are like Nellie's eggs or
yep.
there's another brand that I'll buy, but like regular grocery store eggs to me are totally different and I like can't eat them. I don't know.
I'm 100% like admitting, unfortunately, to the one thing I spend my money on is like $12 eggs.
Yeah.
I'm getting
They're
the organic pasture raised. It comes with a little ticket inside that tells me what the chicken did that day. I'm not even kidding. There's a QR code you can scan that you can do a 360 view of the farm.
yeah, they're different.
They're different.
They're different.
Yeah. Great. Eggs, chicken. Do you eat like pork?
No. Oh my God, we're both no pork. Like we'll
Yeah.
eat like pulled pork at like a barbecue restaurant,
Sure, but
but
you're like never cooking it.
like a pork chop. Oh
Mhm.
my God, it's repulsive.
Are you eating a lot of beef?
We like we wouldn't even like we had steak tips last night, but that's again grill season. We'll eat burgers, like beef
Yeah.
burgers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I don't know.
just I'm trying to like put together I would say we eat red meat like maybe once a week. Um,
That's probably us too.
but the rest of it's chicken or turkey. So
We do
like
a lot of ground turkey or ground turkey.
I do ground. Yeah. I only do ground turkey. No like turkey, whatever they are, tenderloins or something. No.
I'll cook chicken, but like I'll cook like the thin sliced chicken breast or
Yeah.
chicken tenders. Not I don't ever buy like chicken breast because that's disgusting to me.
It's yeah. I the only way I've gotten around it is I like beat it with a
Yeah,
rolling pin.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Interesting. Okay, great. The more I know. What are you eating at like lunch? You
We're
don't
so
eat
bad.
lunch.
We barely eat lunch. It's really bad.
That's yeah. I mean, hey, that's the dream.
Well, not really. It's like not good for you, but
Yeah, but do you feel okay? To me, it's I'm in this new era of like what not what feels good, but like what does your body need? If you're not eating because you're just like so busy that you don't take the time, that's different. But if you're like, I'm not really hungry right now, then like
no,
why
we're
eat?
hungry. But then at like 3:30, we're like, oh, we're kind of
Starving.
so we'll have like a little snack to like try to hold us over for dinner, but
Yeah.
depends on the day. I have no idea.
I'm into the new, have you seen this trend of like getting your kids to eat veggies and whatever people are putting out like veggie like crudité before dinner and just like putting it out and like if your kids eat it, they eat it, whatever. I'm doing it to myself. I'm like,
Smart.
crudité, just like it's here, you want to munch on it? I don't know,
Well,
whatever.
we do during football season because we always do the football snacks and we always
Hmm.
have a little veggie board to snack on throughout the games, like along with our freaking cheese covered
Right.
God knows what. But yeah, we always eat.
You just like have to make it easy.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel that. Speaking of
Uh,
why we should eat our vegetables, let's circle back to our conversation about watch this connection I'm about to make. It's like a pirouette for the Olympics.
I'm so excited.
Um, let's talk about Ariel and the new outfit she has to wear.
Okay, I only briefly looked at it after we got off recording last, or did we miss last week? No, we were here last week.
We were here,
Um,
yeah.
we missed the week before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only briefly looked at it, and that's interesting. Interesting.
Have you, so you only looked at the outfit and you haven't watched any sort of, so I'm really putting you on the spot here, like any previews about the show at all?
I watched like when I look at the outfit, I was on TikTok. So I watched some of it, and yes, you could totally tell that she's like standing,
Okay.
which is yeah. And
Do
then
you do you remember the old show?
a little,
Do you remember like the absolute magnificence that was her quick changing from the top and the tail into the dress?
wasn't it like didn't it get like smoky or something?
Yeah, it got like smoky and she
Yeah.
was like poo. It was like like a one of the in my opinion one of the original like quick changes. Yeah.
And then bam, she was a princess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why?
That I don't get. Do you remember the show had like what this is very 90s, but like water effects and laser beams and glow in the dark puppets and like puppeteers.
Yes, but then I also one of the complaints I was reading on TikTok is like there's like not nearly as many performers.
Right. I watched the same TikTok.
Uh-huh.
It's this is like a classic Shelby and Courtney. We have no idea what we're talking about. You haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. We're talking about it. But um from what I've seen, I'm just, and this will extend to the villains conversation, confused. I, I get it from like a financial perspective, but like
Well,
why are we just like throwing screens everywhere?
right.
I can watch a screen at home.
But also, why did we change it to begin with?
I think it was like getting date. It definitely was dated. Um, I get that.
To an extent, though, it was still like live performance. So like,
Yeah, it was live performance, and I can't imagine. I mean, like bubbles fell from the sky. That was super cool. Like as a
sure,
kid,
they still
as an
do that.
adult, but as a kid, the whole thing, they still have the bubbles.
I don't know, but like, why would you get rid of that?
That's what I'm saying. Like maybe it got like soapy and there was mold. I don't know. But like,
I think you need to go watch it.
yeah, I do. It's on my bucket list that we're going to talk about here.
Okay, yeah, go do your research and then we'll
Circle
revisit.
back. We'll circle back. Yeah. But my
Yeah,
takeaway so far is like costuming. Why?
the costume was very like paper mache.
was very, it really reminds me of like a curtain from a value resort, the tail. And then the top
And
is
the top, like,
covered. She's fully
yeah,
covered.
suddenly she's so modest.
Is that like the direction we're going? Like girls aren't supposed to be in two pieces or something? Which like whatever, I get it, but also like it's the film. Are we gonna go rewrite the film?
Well, they already made the new film and she wasn't modest there,
Oh, right. Thank you. Okay. Right. Right. Right.
so I don't know if that's the move. No.
I'm just confused. If anybody has seen it
Yeah,
in
give us.
person, yeah, or on TikTok or anywhere you're watching these things. I just want to know like more people's feedback. Am I crazy?
We could be. I mean, would it surprise you? No.
Honestly, though, like
Is
the
that
old costumes were legendary, like comparatively.
hold on, my AC? Oh wait, no.
What happened?
The AC was making like a loud noise.
Oh, somebody's mowing outside here, so.
Oh, I can't hear it.
Also, side note, I have like a hose attached to the wall, and I would say 50 types of bees and wasps have like burrowed into the little, there's like screw holes and things to like hold them together. I'm just watching a bee right now, like go in there. What are they doing? Are they
That
all
means
gonna come out the next time I use the hose?
that probably means there's a nest.
But they're all different types. I've never seen the same bee twice. It's like a wasp, a fat bee, a skinny bee, a different kind of wasp.
Then I don't know, but it sounds a little nest-like. Don't you remember we had a nest once in our breezeway in the ceiling? It was like
How did you
crazy.
get it out?
Kyle did it.
How did he do it though?
He like we bought stock in bee killer at Lowe's and he just like sprayed the crap out of it. It had to have been like this big. It was massive in our ceiling.
But that your breezeway is like indoors.
Yeah, it was
So
horrible.
how did like do they just like die instantly when you spray them? Or
Yeah. And we had
geez,
bees like everywhere.
that's scary.
It was not great. And then like this spring we had a couple bees in there and he's like, "Oh no, they're not back, are they?" We don't think they are, but
Was it literally bees or was it like wasps or something?
I don't know the difference. I think
Great.
it might have been wasps. I
Wasps
think
are scary. Wasps look like scary.
yeah, they were scary. And the nest was like, I mean, it was so big.
Ooh.
It was yeah, it was not ideal. Not ideal.
Great. Well, let's hope that's not happening for me.
Yeah. Fingers crossed for you.
Um, I want to ask you quickly about your nursery conversation because you talked about on the internet. I, granted, I only know like one and a half people that have any kids, let alone more than one, but I've never even thought about this. And when you said it, I was like, wait, that's like a great idea. You're having two boys, or you have a boy, you're having another boy.
Yeah.
So, like, not that nurseries need to be gender specific, but like, whatever, you got the vibes. And you're talking about keeping the nurse Brooks's basically like nursery
Yeah.
the way that it is,
Yeah.
crib, theme, whatever, and like throwing Brooks into a new room, new
Yeah.
theme, very cool.
Yeah.
And like the nursery obviously is new again to the new baby. Not that they know the difference probably, but like
Exactly.
new to him.
Yeah.
Great idea. Where are you at with that?
People have big feelings on this. So
Really?
yeah. I
Is it like
get
a hand-me-down situation?
a lot of people are like the hand-me-down situation, like new baby's gonna have get so much hand-me-downs, like give him the new room. But I'm like, you don't even know
Right.
what's new or not right now. So at
Right.
this moment, I don't think it really matters.
Yep.
And then there's also the argument of like so much is gonna change in Brooks's world where like don't take away his room to give him a new room, which like I hear that argument. However, I also think he's very go with the flow and he won't mind. And we
Yeah.
don't necessarily like play in his room a whole lot. He just sleeps in his room. I know
Sure.
that his comfort of like where he sleeps, but also he sleeps fine at Disney World. So like, does it really matter?
Right.
So I think we're pretty much set on. We're gonna give him a big boy room and do it all up for multiple reasons. One, he's gonna need a big boy room.
What is it? What can I ask what that means? Like, is he moving into a bigger bed? You said he's like too big for his crib.
I am going to move him to a bigger bed, but I'm not going to move him to a bigger bed. The real reason of like moving him to the bigger bed is because I don't want to buy another crib when we
Valid.
can just put the new baby in his crib.
Sure.
And Brooks is going to have to move to a big boy bed eventually, anyways, right? So,
Right. So what are you going to put him in?
like a toddler bed, but they make them that are like on the
Convertible.
floor. So I think I'm gonna get like a full size one actually, because why do all this like three or
Yep.
four times? Right? So get like a full size one. They're like on the floor with like railings on the side.
Great.
Yeah, I think that's the move that we're gonna do. And then the room that he's gonna move into is like our guest room slash where my computer is. And that room doesn't have any closets, which is just the way that houses are built here. Um, so I was like, oh, if we ever do something in that room, it'd be so fun to do like a set of lockers and make the set of
Hmm.
lockers the closet. Cause like, bless
Sorry.
you, where boy mom, boy
Love
family.
that. Yeah.
I think it'd be fun. And then when I said that, Kyle was like, well, maybe we should just put Brooks in there. Cause like, why would we put the new baby with lockers? Which like we could, but
That's crazy. Okay.
so it's just like a whole thing. But I still think like, yes, we're gonna get that room ready. We have to do some like there's no like heat or anything up there. So we're in the process of getting quoted for a mini split system and all this stuff.
Oh,
Yeah. It's so once that room's done, we're gonna make it Brooks's big boy room. But he won't actually like this is where people were disagreeing with me on. Like he's not gonna move in there until he's like new baby's probably like 5 or 6 months old.
you said that right. Because like new baby's going to live in your room,
Room
probably.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
For
like a bassinet or something. Where do they sleep?
yeah, he would sleep. We used to pack and play with like a bassinet attachment. So he's
Great.
just gonna there. And then if worse comes to worse and Brooks isn't ready to transition into the big boy bed, then we'll just get another crib on Marketplace or something or
Totally.
whatever. So I think that's the move. I also selfishly would have more fun like designing a new big boy room rather than doing like another nursery.
Wow.
Also, you have like we already have a nursery set up, so why do another nursery? And then I'm gonna have to change that his Brooks's room eventually to a big boy room. But also in my world, in my mind, they're gonna be besties and want to have a sleep room and a playroom. So then, if that's the case, then like new baby will eventually just move into Brooks's big boy room, and the nursery will just get switched over to a playroom. So
Love
I'm just
that.
skip steps, you know?
Yeah. It makes all the sense to me. And like, also, you're not saying that like new baby is gonna just like live in that theme forever either. It's just like babies don't know the difference, as far as I
Yeah,
know. So like,
they I don't think they know the difference.
right.
Brooks's nursery is like very generic. It's just like black and white with like sports stuff on it. So like, okay, same. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it sounds great.
The hand-me-down situation, like I like new baby, he still has my mom, so like he's gonna have not hand-me-downs.
Right,
and
right, right.
like even when they get older, they're so close in age. Like I think we're just gonna be buying two of things. Like I don't think he's always gonna have hand-me-downs. And
Also, baby stuff, it seems like it's so quick. Like you burn
it,
through stuff. So it's not like a dirty, used, like,
no,
it's like he wore this 3 times,
yeah.
maybe. Like,
And I am very cautious of making sure Brooks is included in everything and that he doesn't ever feel like replaced per se. I get a lot of messages about people saying like you probably feel like how are you going to love the second baby as much as Brooks and blah 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 and I really don't feel that way and I don't have these like fears of going from like one to two because I think it's like I'm giving Brooks like the greatest gift of all of like a
yeah,
sibling like 20 months apart. Like I'm literally giving him a best friend. Like isn't that like
yeah.
the best thing I can do for him?
It sounds like it to me. I
So
mean,
that's kind of my mindset. I don't know. I mean, I know that it could play out totally different. They could hate each other. Who freaking knows? But in my mind right now, I'm like, I am giving him a best friend. Like,
yeah,
you're welcome.
yeah.
So that's where I'm at. I don't know.
Wow, that's yeah. I didn't know people worried about that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, there was like a woman at swim class yesterday that was like eavesdropping on me and April talking before class started. And she was like, not to like eavesdrop or anything, but my pediatrician gave me some advice because I had kids close together that said to like include Brooks and everything. So like when you're changing the new baby's diaper, be like, hey Brooks, can you get me the diaper? Can you get me the wipes? Which is like so helpful advice. I
Sure.
completely agree. I don't, maybe I'm naive and I'm just like not stressed about it, but I also know like the newborn just like lays there and is asleep for 20 hours of the day for quite a long time. So, yeah, he'll be here and like I'm sure Brooks will get a little jealous, but at the same time, like Kyle and I are so lucky we're both home all the time. Like, so he'll
Yes.
have like one of us to be like interacting with him.
Yes. Also, again, maybe I'm like speaking out of my butt here, but if you're changing the new baby and you have Brooks with you in this lady's scenario, and you like ask Brooks, of course, to me, like, of course you're going to ask Brooks to help you. What's the alternative? Are you going to go tell him to sit in the corner?
No, but
Like,
they're saying like don't say things like, okay, Brooks, I will be with you in a moment. Like I have to attend to new baby. Like don't ever make him feel like he's being
oh, I guess I didn't think about that. Sure. Sure. Well,
so I don't who knows how it
you're
will
going to
play out.
find out, right?
All kids react differently. Again, Brooks could hate him. Who freaking knows? But I think Kyle and
It's too
I
late now.
it's too late now and
Right.
I think I'll be fine. I don't know.
I think you're going to be fine.
Maybe I'm speaking out of my butt too, and it's gonna like I should have thought about this prior. I have no idea, but like, do you know people do it? I'm telling
Yeah.
you, like everybody wants to stress you out about everything. You have like one baby, and they stress you out about all the changes that are coming.
And then
And
it's like the just
like,
waits.
here you are. So I don't know.
Yep.
I think it's
Yep.
good.
I think it's going to be great. I'm excited for your nursery vibes, for your big boy vibes, and this whole thing. I think it's going to be fun.
I'm excited. Yeah,
Wouldn't be my theme, but like,
I
love
know
that for you.
it's gonna be, but like I don't want it to be. It's even, I don't know. We'll see.
You'll
We'll
do
see.
it. You are like pretty great at uh decor, I will say. So I feel like you're gonna pick
Okay.
something great. I mean, lockers, hello. What a cool.
I
I
think it'd
mean,
be smart.
terrible to me, but like if that's your theme, it's who would
And
ever think of that? Great idea.
Remillard household, I think it makes sense.
100%.
Yeah.
Also, like the magnets of it all, I love that. Like lockers, magnets. Magnets
Oh,
are my life.
that's true.
Love magnets. I was just on like a not like decorative magnets, like hooks. I'm really big. I use hooks on I probably shouldn't, gonna
That's
cause a
probably
fire, but our electrical box.
no, that's a good idea because you can get those magnetic hooks and then they can like store stuff like his hats and whatnot.
That's what, yeah, I hang on our electrical box, whatever that thing's called, circuit breaker. I hang hats, wired headphones, and like headbands for
Yeah,
outside. It's like
that's really
stupid stuff, but it's great. Yeah.
using your space wisely.
Yes.
You want to hear? We're gonna run out of time.
I
No,
know.
are we? Shoot. Okay, never
Sorry.
mind.
No, tell me, tell me.
No, this is like the most random thought that I had in my head yesterday, and I know that you feel the same way. I almost texted you and then I didn't because this is like so random. You're gonna be like,
I
Shelby.
love those are my favorite texts from you.
Okay. Do you ever think like when AJ's working, we're both like very blessed that like both of our
Yes.
husbands are home, right? And you are very aware that like, well, AJ is like borderline genius, and then, but like Kyle's really smart too. But they're both like exceptionally smart in their fields, right?
Yes. Yes.
And like I'll listen. Like I'm not with Kyle all day. He's downstairs usually working, but like I can hear him on meetings every once in a while. And I'm very involved in like what he does for work because I'm basically his number one coworker, if we're being honest.
Love that.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then you like listen to him like on a meeting and he's like straight up like speaking a different language and you have
Yes.
no idea what's like even being said.
100%.
Wow, he's like a genius and he's and like I know how smart and how hard he works. And I think like I'm probably the only person that really knows that just because I'm here and like living in it. Like I don't even think our close circle does. But then I thought to myself, there are people who like don't both work from home.
Yeah.
And like Kyle spends at least 50 hours of his mind just thinking about what he's doing at work. And then I'm sure when he gets off of work, he's also thinking about that.
Right.
And I have like nothing. No, like I don't even know what he's like thinking about.
Right.
But then you have people who like don't work from home,
Right.
probably have no idea really what their like spouses truly like do and think about all day at work.
Yes.
Isn't that
Yes.
fascinating?
Yes.
Like you know AJ better than anybody, right?
I hope so.
I well, exactly. I hope I know Kyle more than
Yeah.
well. But like at the same time, like 50 hours at least of his week has I know nothing about, but I do know a lot about. You know what I mean?
Yes. 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 It's a bit,
But
it's, yeah, there's like a lot of layers there.
yeah, and I just think it could go for like any point of like anything, any work. Like I'm even talking like my mom at the post office. Like you think I know the ins and outs of the post office and all these like codes and yada 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 that she knows? It's
Right.
just pretty fascinating when you think about it.
Yeah. Like you know so much about what Kyle does, like so much more like than
And the
Ange,
average,
Reed,
yeah,
whatever, but still you know like nothing.
nothing. But
So,
imagine somebody
yes.
who doesn't have to like listen into the meetings of their spouse
I
because
would
they
be, yeah, beyond confused.
right. Like imagine
Yes.
like married to like a lawyer.
That I would actually find quite interesting.
I
But
know, but there's still so much that you would never hear about or know that like is just going on in their head.
yes. Yes.
And it wakes up
I
their thoughts. I don't know.
I feel that way about very much about my friend Megan, who I talk to all the time and like has worked more or less in the same field for I don't know, over a decade now. Still, I'm like, literally, what are you talking about? What do
Yes.
you mean? What do you mean? And then like yesterday we were talking and she was like, yeah, I mean something about like the people she manages. And I was like, how many people do you manage? And she was like, 15. I was like, you manage 15 people?
It's crazy.
What do you mean?
Yeah. And I think this also like came up because like my mom was over yesterday morning and like Kyle had gotten a message from one of the guys that he manages, this like long message, and he's just like, oh my God, here we go. But like I don't even think like I know that he deals with that. But my mom probably like had no idea. It was just like really fascinating that you know somebody so well,
Yes.
but like
Yes.
really you don't. And
Yes.
well, you do, but like that they spend that much of their time doing something that you don't.
That you know nothing about. Yeah.
And but I'm not even saying like just bragging on Kyle and AJ. I think it goes for literally even if your
Yes.
husband is a dump truck driver, like you
Yes.
they know that and you it's just wild to me.
Yes. 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 I think maybe well, I don't know about you because you talk to a lot of different people. I feel like I talk to a lot of women in like my daily life. Like you and I did our own business, do our own business stuff, like do stay at home. Like Stephanie works so much, but also like is a stay at home mom. Like different people that I talk to are in kind of this same arena that you and I are talking about.
Right.
So I forget that sometimes. Like it's hard to understand. Yeah.
Yeah, but I also think it's fast like I still get really fascinated what other people do for work as well.
Yeah, me too.
But like even when they tell you you don't get it.
Right. Yes. Yes.
You don't know what takes up the majority of their day. That's just like fascinating. I don't know.
I
Anyways.
I think a lot actually also about AJ will have a lot of work conversations that I only hear one side, like his side of because he'll have headphones on or whatever.
Yeah.
And he'll get off the call and I'll be like, "Was that was that person mad? Like, are we all good here? Like
That's what I
the social
mean.
dynamics." I'm like, "I know how
Because
you deal with me."
we're their number one coworker. Whether they
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm always like, did Sally submit that stuff or like where are we at with this person who's on
Me.
medical leave? Like,
Yeah. I'm very involved. I'm very
and
involved.
also like probably neither of us should know any of it because probably there's like
Maybe, but
non-disclosure, whatever, whatever. It's
also like
fascinating.
so involved, yet look at all the stuff we don't know. I don't know. It's
Yes.
like, and I just like think of those people who don't work from home and like you don't listen to any of the conversations that your husband has with work, and you probably like he
Yes.
doesn't come home and tell you. He just says, "I had a good day," but you don't even know what he does. And that's not like a
Right.
phone. It's just like you
No.
get out of work and you like clock out and you check out. It's just
Right. Right. Or like the big fire that happened in the middle of the day is now like 4 hours removed. So you don't even, yeah, but like in the moment, I'm like, can I bring you lunch? And he's like, everything's on fire.
yeah,
Like I
exactly.
wouldn't have known that.
It's just interesting when you. Anyways, that
No,
was
that's
the
real.
rabbit hole that my brain went down yesterday.
I love that. I think about it a lot. Also, I can't read code. I mean, a little bit, but like not really. So I walk by the computer and I'm like, what?
Yeah, Kyle's is
Very
all like very like numbers and stuff, and I'm like,
You're like, does that hurt your brain?
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Anyways, okay,
whew. Love that. I,
we're
I wanted to just quickly mention I'm going on a cruise.
I know a deal of
Very
time.
deal of a lifetime. It's because I spend money in the casino, but not even a lot of money in the casino. We're talking about like hundreds of dollars, not like
Listen,
thousands of
well,
dollars.
well, right, but also you get lucky because you live in like you live near the ports where you can do these like last minute things.
That's what I'm saying. And like for us to not get on a plane already is saving so much money.
Yeah,
We just like drive over, get it's yeah, it's easy. It's a no-brainer. Um, I love cruises. And to be 100% honest, I truly spend like very little money in the casino, but I make like a huge scene, as you would expect. When I play roulette, I'm like, yeah, and like
yeah.
bring people in. So I think they just like rate me higher than I am because like I bring the business in, basically.
Maybe or maybe I don't really know how that works because it's the same thing like here in like Mohegan Sun, a couple states
Yeah,
down. Like Kyle spends more money in a casino than I do, okay?
sure, sure.
However, who always has the free rooms? Me.
Really?
Yes, always.
See, that's interesting.
They're like begging me to basically move in there. And Kyle
That's
like one day a month. And I'm telling you, I can get like every single day except for like Fridays and Saturdays.
I wonder why that is. Because, like, I'm a gambler, but AJ's like become one a little bit. And so he just went on a cruise that I didn't go on and went to the casino. And since then, he's also been getting offers.
So interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
I know. I don't know either. They offered me 400 and something dollars a person for a 14-day cruise in Europe, like starting in London and ending in Ireland or something. I don't even know. Like, I was like, what? This is what?
Yeah, sorry.
Anyway, bless you.
Thanks.
Yeah, so going on that.
Going on that, we won't be here next week. We'll
We'll
miss you.
be here next week. Sorry. Don't break into my house. My mom will stop by and get you. Um,
They have cameras.
we have a lot of cameras. Yes. An unbelievable amount of cameras, mostly for the birds, but we do reposition them when we leave to
Yes.
make sure safety first. And I also turn on all the Alexa cameras. You know how they all have cameras?
You will be seen.
Yeah, you will be seen. The Peloton cameras on. They're on. Um,
Anyway,
did you see the picture drawing whatever of Cars Land?
yeah, I was confused for a bit there, and then I realized it's like behind Big Thunder.
Yes. It look
Like,
yeah.
because you can see Big Thunder, so that must all be behind Big Thunder.
I This is funny because I used to tell people I wanted to be a cartographer. I have no idea why, but I can't understand maps despite really appreciating them. Um, when I drive that way behind Magic Kingdom, there's like
Mhm.
a road that goes around, obviously around the back, that basically more or less like follows the train path,
Okay.
kind of. But there's like this new spot to the right across the road of like a ton of construction. And my brain is thinking, is that, are they just like storing large vehicles, like dump
Right.
trucks and stuff over there for, obviously they can't like put them in the park?
Right.
Or is that like where they're building?
Well, and then also though rivers of whatever,
Rivers of America.
they're saying that's going away.
Yes, I heard that. Yes.
But if you like look on the map, everything's behind Big Thunder, and to me, Rivers of America is like next to Big Thunder. So
Right. That confuses me too. Also, again, talking out of my butt, but I'm pretty sure like Rivers of America is basically the loop, the circle, but then there's also that like side river that connects to Seven Seas Lagoon, which is where like
yeah,
if you're on the monorail and you're headed like from the Floridian to the Magic Kingdom, if you
where all
looked,
the floats are stored.
yes, it's where they store all the floats for the what's that called? The nighttime like light up.
Pageant thing.
Yes, light festival pageant. Yes. That's been there since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Is that going away? Or are they just going to put it somewhere else? Like,
But like where is so the new little water feature that they're putting in for cars is new. Like
yeah,
they're not like repurposing anything. Like
I would have to imagine as far as like water goes, from some perspective, that's probably a really delicate dance because like Florida is a floodplain.
right, so like you think you're just gonna like fill it? Like that feels
I don't think so. I don't think they can.
so I feel like it's still gonna be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I,
confused. I don't know.
I don't know. All my like big takeaway from it was I was expecting like a singular like car, like my frame of reference is California, right? And they have the whole a huge Cars Land.
Yeah.
This feels like that big.
I expected it to be big because the way that they explained it was sort of like a land.
You're right. I in my brain
And
just said like one ride.
I also am like I know they like fit it into Frontierland,
Hmm.
but it still doesn't feel like it belongs in Magic Kingdom.
I'm torn on that. I agree with what you're saying, and I do think there probably was like 100 better places they could have put it, like the dumpster fire of
I
studios,
think
for
it
example.
belongs in studios.
But I will say that the orange rock vibe of Big Thunder and the orange rock vibe of Cars Land is like very adjacent.
I agree with that. It just doesn't feel, I don't know. Everything Pixar is going into
Yeah. It should
Hollywood.
just become like a Pixar park.
It really should. So
Star
this
Wars
just
Pixar.
feels like, I don't know.
It's yeah.
I don't
Uh,
want to, it's probably going to be lovely once it's there and it's in 15 years, it's going to feel like it was always there. It's just like
yes.
we
Yes.
mind right now.
I agree. I also, the hard part for me with what you're talking about is that from like a park visitor, like not a me perspective, but like a somebody who goes for rides, like when you went with your family recently, there are
Yeah.
like 15 bajillion rides in the Magic Kingdom and like two rides at Animal Kingdom and like four rides at Epcot and
Yeah,
like 10 rides at Studios. So
correct.
just like, can we spread the crowds out somewhere? Like we don't need any more Magic Kingdom. It's busy enough.
Right. And now we're also getting not only that, but like the villain situation. So like
Right.
a park ticket for that park is going to end up being like $300 soon.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
It's crazy. Guess we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, it's yeah, that's like a tough balance because like I'm so impressed with the expansion. It looks great. It's way more than I expected. Excited, excited, excited. I'm just confused about things on like we both are confused about things on the back end, like why Magic Kingdom. And I
Well,
wish somebody could tell me
why,
that.
yeah, why Magic Kingdom when we already know that like Walt Disney World Resort has the space? It's not like Disneyland where like
You
I
have
think
to like demolish to build. Yeah.
right, and I think like Disneyland adding Star Wars into Disneyland and not California Adventure. I think it's because it was like its only option, right? Like
Yes.
they don't have the square footage, but
Yes.
like Walt Disney World does. So what
Yes.
is the thought process there? I don't know.
Yes. I also would love to do that. I mean, if you're like going crazy, although I don't think there's space there from a like literal, I think there's like roads and stuff, and Epcot and studios are close, so maybe not. But my brain also is like, I mean, you could have put Cars Land. It would have made a lot of sense in Epcot behind America. If we're gonna be crazy,
I mean, if we're gonna be crazy.
I don't think it makes any less sense behind America than it does
Oh, if
in
we're going,
Magic Kingdom.
yeah, if we're going Epcot versus Magic Kingdom, I think they're both the same. But in my
Well,
mind,
so
they belong in Hollywood Studios. I
yes.
also just had a thought. I never noticed this, and actually, Angela pointed this out. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but sort of. When we were pulling into Epcot, and she was like, "What is that?" She goes, "What is that big thing over there?" I was like, "Well, that's the Epcot ball." And she was like, "No,
Oh,
you like I." And I was, she was not saying that. I was like, "I'm kidding. I know that you were what you're talking about. It's the Guardians building. Have you ever
huge. Of course. What do you mean? It's a huge eyesore.
have you noticed how it's painted?
Yeah, it's Be Gone Blue.
It's blue like the sky,
Yes.
and then it goes to green because that's where the trees are.
Yes.
How fascinating.
Where have you been?
I don't know.
They name those colors like Be Gone Blue, Go Away Green.
It's
That's the
just
paint color names.
that's hilarious that they did that.
I know. I know. It's still such an eyesore to me though. Like
And
I
I especially when people just because of like Walt and the I've watched
yes.
too many documentaries to know that he would never have done it like that.
Yes. Yes, it's like ruins the immersion.
But even worse than that building is seeing behind Star Wars from when you're driving around and you could see like the backside of Star Wars land.
Like the rocks on sticks.
It's so bad.
The
It's so
worst. And like plant some trees, guys.
something like we've watched the documentaries.
Put
Like
up a billboard.
Walt is not for that. So it was just
Yeah.
anyways, I've never noticed that building that was painted like that.
Wow. I
Yeah.
I love that for you. That's
Yeah.
like one of my that and like the fact that there's like that very far away parking lot, which is basically only used for festival overflow and Run Disney.
Run Disney, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
We're totally not getting to what we're talking about today.
That's all right.
Now that he is a Run Disney guy because he's ran one half marathon,
Screaming. Yeah.
but he has become one of us. Where anytime you're somewhere in the parks and he's like, "This is where we ran to the end."
Oh,
Thought, and then like we're like driving to Magic Kingdom. He's like, "I had to run on this road."
I think that way too, though. Like every
Oh,
time
I mean,
if I get on the Epcot ramp, I'm like, Green Army Men, Green Army Men.
yeah,
Gotta
yeah.
push through. Gotta push through.
Like you think about all of like all the areas totally different once you have done a Run Disney race. And I used to tell
That's
him that all
funny.
the time, and he was probably always like, "Okay," but now like once you put in the 13 miles and you're like remembering what road you were on a
Yep.
mile, it's different. And it was just funny because it was like that trip. He was like, "Yeah, this is what we did."
It's so real.
Yeah,
And but on the same token, like I think about this a lot actually. You and I did the 5K at Disneyland,
yeah.
and I remember what?
The best course we've ever done.
Yeah, a legendary course because like no skips. It was just like hit, hit, hit.
Yeah.
But we did a lot of it backstage. For example, I remember seeing the horses.
And I remember seeing the Christmas peaks of the castle.
Yes.
Mhm.
If I walked into Disneyland today, right now, I would have not even a semblance of an idea where that was.
No clue.
No clue.
I have no idea how we got there.
Absolutely no idea. There was like a
Because,
Star Wars backstage building. No idea.
and at one point we were like in Tomorrowland, but then
Yeah.
we were out of Tomorrowland. I don't. But then like all of a sudden we were in California Adventure. I have no clue.
No clue. But like could tell you the exact 2x2 square that like the gospel choir sings at the end of Epcot course.
Yeah.
Like weird, crazy.
But do you think do you think the longer course has something to do with it?
Yeah, because
Because
it's just like so painful.
no, but everything's like spaced out differently. Where like I feel I don't know the
I
5K.
guess.
It was like 'cause it was like bam 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 bam.
Yeah, it
So it
was
was
like
like, oh,
hits. Yeah.
there's Chippendale in Tomorrowland. Wait, how are we in Star Wars? Wait, why? Like,
Yeah.
no,
No,
I don't.
that actually makes a lot of sense. And also it's not our home park.
True.
So as much as I know my way around there, I don't. Like I
Agree.
do, but I don't. So it's like, I don't know. Maybe if I lived there, it would be different.
For sure. Yeah. I don't know.
Uh, I since we're gonna talk about this next week, I want to close out instead with this thing I did with AJ. I think it was Friday.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hilarious. Okay, so we went to studios.
You went to studios. I thought you were into studios when we were talking about Ariel. I was thinking you went to studios.
The shows end at 7.
So annoying.
And like we went after work, after AJ
Yeah,
works. So I was
yeah.
like, we missed it. Um, yeah, because that's I wanted to do that. But I basically sent him on a mission and I just named places. Tune In Lounge was the first one. I am telling you, Tune In Lounge has thousands of my dollars. Thousands. And we got there and he was like, "You must be going here with some man other than me because I've never seen this place." I was like, "Are you insane?" The bartender greeted me by name. I haven't been in there in probably a year and a half. I just have like been there so many times. So okay, I said Tune In Lounge, no direction. It's in this park. And he genuinely thought like tune, cartoons, uh, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Of course.
Yeah.
Like, how
Okay.
could you not?
I'm gonna circle back here. This is because like his brain is fully
Right. He's
engulfed
like,
in
code, code.
code, and
Yes.
he's so smart at his job. Like you can't hate on him for not knowing stuff at Hollywood Studios, even though he should know it.
I don't hate on him. I just am
I'm
like,
kidding, but I feel
how?
I know, I know. I'm like,
How?
no, I
Un
get it.
Unbelievable. And then what was the next place I said? We went to Sunshine Day Bar, which I thought would be like a hard one. It is a hard one because like
Yeah,
that's Hollywood Studios in a nutshell. Like what could be anywhere.
right.
And he was like, definitely Pixar, definitely in Toy Story Land, makes total sense. We're going. And then he like fully imagined, he was like, it's back. You know how like now if you're going to Toy Story Land, you walk by like one man's dream and then you used to be able to walk straight, but it's now like blocked off forevermore. Where the old entrance to Midway Mania used to be.
Like Incredibles area.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, there used to be like Midway Mania and then you could meet like Buzz and Woody on the
yeah,
left and like
yeah.
Green Army Men would be out and that's all like closed off. He like had no idea that that was all closed off or that like I don't know. He just like he was so confused and I was like, "We've been here 8,000 times." I mean, do you remember like the entrance used to be here? Do you remember Frozen Summer Fever or whatever it was when there was like ice skating? Do you
Right.
remember uh the Streets of America? Do you go here?
Men have a different way of direction.
It's truly unbelievable.
It's, what's happening here? Um, because when we went to Hollywood Studios, we were walking in, and I was like, with the whole family, and we were Toy Story Mania was like our first Lightning Lane, so I was like, all right, Kyle, we're going Toy Story Mania. So he was leading the pack, and we get in, we're going straight, and we like hit the Chinese theater, and he starts going left. I'm like, Kyle, where are you going? He's like, I'm going to Toy Story. I was like, no, you're not right. And he's like, oh, dang it. Like, he was
Uh
so confident. He's like, I swear it's over here. I was like, it's
that's
over there. What are you doing?
that's the thing that kills me is the confidence. And
Yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't the Sunshine Day Bar. It was we had asked somebody about the villains show and they said like, "Oh, it's in the
Uh,
old." Lightning McQueen like racing experience or
Oh,
whatever.
it is?
I thought it was at Beauty and the Beast, but Beauty and the Beast still exists. So yeah, again
Well,
talking out of my butt. I
I guess
guess it's
obviously we would have known if Beauty and the Beast closed. So,
right, right.
duh. Okay.
So I'm like, all right, well, we probably it's too late for us to get in, but like take me to where you think the villain's thing is. He's giving you a great hint. It's in the old Lightning McQueen
Yeah.
racing experience place. That's when he was like, Pixar, Toy Story, definitely. It's in the back. It's like right next to One Man's Dream, which like I remember. Do you remember that there was like a Pirates of the Caribbean thing back there for 5 minutes?
Well, like when a movie came out or something.
Maybe, but there was like a holographic pirate that you like got to meet, and there was like a show kind of thing.
Oh, no.
It was like I can't even place like where it was now, but it was somewhere in the back there, kind of by One Man's Dream. I think like around the same time as Frozen. Um, but I thought maybe like that's where he was thinking. He was convinced that he had met Lightning McQueen multiple times in Toy Story Land. And
Like
I was
some thing.
like what?
Like there was just like some like special like walking path.
I guess. And I just like, I was like, I'm not, the mode of the evening was like, I'm not going to intervene. We don't have anything to do. I'm not going to
Right.
intervene. You take us
You're
where
getting
it is. Yeah, right. And like, we got back there and he just was like, huh. I was like, yeah, bro, that's not
first time
real.
I've seen this.
And he was like, well, where is it? And I was like, by Tower of Terror and like Rock and Roller Coaster. And he was like, no. I was like, yes. And he was like, there's not a building back there. I was like, do you remember the Villains Unleashed event we went to in that
Honestly,
building?
he probably never even saw the Cars thing. That was pretty short lived.
He probably never saw the Cars thing, but we went to the Villains, that amazing, I think it was called Villains Unleashed or some kind of that's the show. Villains After Hours. It was like a dessert and drinks party, and they had like crazy villains there, like Queen of Hearts,
And it was back
Sicilian.
there.
It was in that building, and there was like a whole stage show. It was like a big thing. We went with Kate and Fred decades ago, but it's like a core memory that we went to
Yeah,
that thing. He had no idea. So anyway, if anybody's ever bored at Disney, just like name places and try to get your husband to take you there and strap in.
I love that. I love
So
that.
that's all I got. Bucket list another time.
I guess so, yeah.
Great.
It's
Um,
always stuff to talk about for us.
we want to talk about bucket lists next time. Summer 2025 bucket lists. So if anybody has any must-dos on the summer bucket list, will you please submit them to the group because I'm accepting suggestions.
I love that.
Great.
Great. Well, so you have a great cruise, and then we'll see you the week after.
Ahoy. Thank
Aha.
you.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.